Okay, I'm recording right now. All right, so I'm on the phone with an expert goaltender who will remain nameless until we decide whether or not we're going to name you. All right, so yeah, I was at the Caps Knights game tonight. Yeah, Kuznetsov was awesome. We were just talking about the goal that Ovechkin scored that he passed over to Ovechkin. It was like the third goal, I think, for them.
Yes, that was a tough play.
That like I was sitting about like 11, 12 rows back, kind of diagonal. So Kuznetsov was coming at me, and I had an above view like behind Flurry, and he held it so long, like 10, 8, 9 feet away from the goal, that when he passed it that far over to OV to the right, I was like, I can't believe you're passing that far away from the crease when you are standing right in front of the goalie. It was insanity. And
He held
then
it so long that he put it himself in a situation where there was going to be a goal either way
you think so?
because
I mean,
because
OV.
it was a bad back check by Pacioretty and Pacioretty was playing the lane and not the man that left that lane open to make that pass. If Pacioretty hopped on Ovechkin instead of just carrying going to the space, that shot can't happen.
That's a technical answer. All I can tell you is being in the position where Flurry was, I was giving everything to the shooter at that point. If he was going to pass, I was going to rely on my defense. Now then, Kuznetsov goes so far to the right, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe he's passing that far right. And then OV is like wound up, like a conveyor belt, ready to just shovel the thing into the net. And Flurry still got back to dive, and OV just buried that upstairs. And you could see that bing bang. It wasn't even that high, but it was just boom. Like nothing was stopping it. Just gross, just disgusting, disgusting. Awesome, worth the price of the ticket for sure.
And it's actually not a secret, and even Fleury knows that Ovechkin has one or two goals before in his career from that area.
Yeah, one or
He,
two.
he, he may have a couple or 400.
One or 2,000 by the end. That really it was gross. So
So he knows they're trying to play that play, but he waited so long where he had Fleury moving over where Kuznetsov could have shot a short side. He couldn't stop that either.
it was a comical pickup style pass out of the crease to somebody else just for fun, like some kid that never scores that goes to pick up. You just want to give him a shot on the goalie. That was almost that far out, and I feel like they're giving it to Ov just because. It's like why not? But it was awesome to watch. I mean, it's worth it. Um, anyway, I need your expertise, sir, for something that people will actually care about other than that. So as a goaltender and a student of the game, I one of the greatest compliments I've heard mentioned about you by others that I respect is that you are a student, literally like a book student of the game. And so I need to put some percentage numbers on top of what a goalie values, what a good goalie values. So like when you look back at a good season, what stats do you think mattered if you felt like you were going to go out and have a good potential of a win? Meaning, how much percentage would you put on wins, losses, overtime losses, which you don't even have probably, goals against average, saves, average, everything. What do you think of without thinking of those? As a player, which ones do you think of that are most important?
The one that's most important that everyone utilizes is save percentage, I would say, because if your goaltender has a higher save percentage, then your chances of wins are higher. So the wins are more of a product of having a higher save percentage.
So you're saying you tie together wins, which is the end determinant, which you're really going for if you're betting or caring about wins, is generally oftentimes related to
From a
save.
betting perspective, of course, you care about wins.
Correct. I agree with you. Everything there.
That's the number one bet in betting wise. But as
Yes.
far as goalie wise, and everything like being a Golden Knights fan, my buddy texted me today during the game that Fleury's terrible. I'm like, which one did you want him to stop? Because I really don't think he could have stopped any of them.
Let me tell you, as being there, and this is why I'm going to these games, and I want to go to a million games this year of every sport except basketball because I hate basketball. But I want to go to everything else because it's when I was watching it, I was catching a lot of different stuff, just how the teams were getting along. They cleared a stick off the ice without the officials. I don't know if you saw that. The broken stick that who was it, Oshie or somebody tried to shoot, Burakovsky or somebody, and the stick broke, and the goalie cleared it to the bench, and the bench took it off without the officials. The teams are getting along. Like nobody really wanted to hurt anybody, and the Caps were just steamrolling a lot with some counterattack, and they just looked really good. That's how it felt watching that game from there. So I don't know. I got a lot of value out of seeing that.
Well, we know they're good. I mean,
But just
the best part about that team is they're not laying back. Usually, a team that won a championship will lay back. They're not laying back. They came out 7-0 opening night. They knew it was going to be a big game tonight. They showed up tonight. Like they're clicking right now.
They feel like
their momentum is real, and you can see it in their play. Like they have some positive momentum going. Conversely, you can see it with the Knights that they're just shaking their head because everything's gone wrong since opening night.
I was thinking that the Knights have a Vegas hangover in their second year because there was this huge rush. Like it's the first time Vegas is a pro team. Everyone's behind them. They get all the way to the final. They win the first game of the final, and then they blow them.
How different is the game if Carpenter doesn't hit the post though and he scores?
It'd be different if an asteroid hit the Earth tomorrow too. I mean, it didn't say different anything. It didn't happen. They lost 4 games in a row.
Marchessault did the same thing. Holtby was beat. He had room, but he hit the post. And then Colin Miller came down the wing, hit the post.
Post.
You can look at the numbers and say, yeah, they're not scoring goals, but is it lack of chances or are they just close and just not converting right now? Whereas last year, everything they did went in.
All right.
So now we're seeing like a regression to the mean where now they're just going through a wave where nothing's going in.
It's 3 games in, and we shouldn't even count anything. But
last year, do you think William Karlsson misses that shot from the spot that he had today?
Well, they have a little bit of.
He twisted it off the post. He shot it off of the post. It was a foot or two off the post, and Holtby got his leg on it. Last year, that's off the post and in.
I think that something we have talked about before, which is I think the rest of the league also is not going to get the Vegas flu this year because the rest of the league.
Not laying down,
no, I mean, we understand that last year, basically everybody from the NHL decided to hit the strip joints at least once because it was the first time they were ever going to Vegas in season.
Oh, I still believe they're going to do that because especially teams from the East that come out here, they come out here for one night in Vegas.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be like before. I think that there's going to be a backlash to that. Wasn't the guy in Columbus get picked up and he got thrown back to the minors or like off contract? Dubinsky? Is he playing this year?
Yes. Actually, he just got injured, but he is back on the team and then with the lineup. He was last year too, but
you're better.
Yeah, I mean, there's a nightmare of stories that go on. Basically, I mean, the Hawks played on a Tuesday night and know from a nightclub security guy that they were in the nightclub at Wynn Casino till 4 a.m. on Monday.
Well, I feel like that's going to slow down because just like anybody, you get used to Vegas. You can only have so much coke and sex. I've always said that.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're only getting one night here. It's only one night here. You're like, yeah, they think we used to Vegas. Well, they get one night as a team together.
Whatever. Okay, I guess. So we'll still favor Vegas at home. All right, let me get back to goaltending. I just sorted everybody by save percentage because you said save percentage is a highly determining factor. I'm going to give that 30% of the formula. I'm going to take.
I would say now that they even break down the analytics further, even strength save percentage.
I'm not going to dig that deep because I have a quick data source and I don't want to kill myself every day yet. But okay, what about shutouts? What's SA? Save attempts. What about goals? What about goals? Goals matter? When you think about how many goals you give up a game, is that something that would stick in your mind as a goaltender? You'd be like, I gave up 3 this night. I gave up 1. Is that the way you think about it?
No, I would say it's more of a save percentage.
Okay. Losses.
Because if you only give up 2, you could have a 95 save percentage. You only give up 20 shots.
Is an overtime loss Not as bad as a regular loss. I mean, I think that's true.
Well, you get a point.
It also just like a shootout, I feel like is not as bad as a regular loss. I feel like a shootout is almost a draw. But yeah, because I'm figuring I'm getting negative percentages for some goalies when I mess around with too many losses. Games. All right, I don't. So if I could break down stats further, you said I should get even strength save percentage.
Yeah.
And anything else?
Even strength save percentage is a good category because it quantifies everyone is equal with 5-on-5 on the ice. So power plays and penalty kill.
Oh, what about penalty minutes? Is that penalty minutes ever come into play? Like goalie taking to like a Hextall problem?
No.
Okay. All right. Guess there's something else. So you're telling me load up on save percentage. All right. All right, that's what I'm gonna do.